Hello, my name is Pam Bartha, and the topic today is why you need a proven plan to recover. If we haven't met yet, my name is Pam Bartha, and I'm the author of Become a Wellness Champion and the founder of Live Disease Free. And I'm really happy to spend this time with you today because this is really a story of my life and many of the people that I work with. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 29 years ago. And when I was first diagnosed, I, like most people, and back in the day, we didn't have the health revolution. So I myself followed standard of care. And very quickly, I realized that they didn't have the answers for me, that I would be completely disabled in time, and there was no hope for a cure. So then I started to look at different ways to recover, if that was a possibility. I didn't even know if that was possible. So today we're going to be talking about maybe you yourself, you have been diagnosed with an incurable disease. Maybe you're suffering with terrible symptoms. And I want you to know that it doesn't have to be that complicated and it doesn't have to be that expensive. So I'm going to talk about, yes, there is such a thing as a proven plan, and I'll be talking about the steps, but just kind of a lot of people's experiences that I've talked to. I have chatted and interviewed at least 800 people, and so I have a very good understanding of what's going on out there, not just my own journey. So I just want to say hello quickly because I see a lot of hearts and thumbs up. Thank you so much for all the love. And hello, Sophia and Roberta and Katie and Troy and Rob. So please put your comments in. Maybe you've experienced similar things as what I'll be sharing. Maybe you have invested incredibly in your health like many people have, and you haven't gotten results in the past. But it's really important that we follow a proven plan, and there is such a thing. So when we do become diagnosed, or maybe we're just dealing with symptoms that are scary or annoying, and we want to try to fix them. So we go to our standard of care practitioners, and we find very often, and I would say most often, that they can manage the symptoms with different pharmaceuticals. And so we end up keeping our disease, our condition, and trying to manage the symptoms. And it really is awful. We lose our quality of life, we lose our independence, and it's just no way to live. So then many of us start to look outside of standard of care, and we start to read books, and we go online, and we watch videos, and we listen to podcasts, and we hear about all these things that are going to fix us. So for example, supplements, right? I've been in this field for 29 years, and there's so many times that still today I hear, this is the supplement, this is the one that's going to fix you. And very often we end up trying different supplements more and more and more. And how many of you guys have a bunch of supplements in your cupboards right now? The bottles are half full, you haven't taken some of them for a long time, you're not even sure why you bought them. They were supposed to do something incredible for you, but you don't remember why. And so, yeah, a lot of you can relate to that. One lady I spoke to today, she's spending $1,000 a month on supplements. And is she getting results? No. She's so sick that she's going literally from her bed to her chair, back and forth during the day. And that's all she has for her quality of life. Then many of us start to look at all kinds of different integrative health approaches. And we can see things like, you know, your hormones are out of balance. We've got to give you some hormones, or you've got food allergies. You've got to avoid these foods, or you've got mitochondrial dysfunction. Let's support your mitochondria. You need 13 supplements to support your mitochondria. You've got methylation defects. Your genes are mutating. And so we've got to give you all these supplements and methylated B vitamins and things to deal with that. And you're not detoxing properly. So we've got to give you all these supplements for that. And, you know, it just goes on and on and on. And like, I have been in this industry for 29 years, and I've seen a lot of trends come and go. You've got viruses. Viruses causing all of your problems. And so what I see is that people are spending a fortune on their health. And I'm in no way saying that there is no value in these types, in some of these types of treatments. You know, it's heavy metals. The reason you're so sick, it's heavy metals. So yes, there are some things that we need to do, but how do we sift through this? How can we simplify this? How can we make it more cost effective and truly reach our health goals? That is the key. You know, we don't mind investing in our health, but it has to be like, there has to be an end to this, a means, right, to this end here. And so what I found is that, yes, there is a better way. And really the best way is to go back to common sense, go back to what makes sense, go back to the crazy thing is just treating infections, treating toxicity, and a lot of the toxicity is coming from the infections, and also correcting nutritional deficiencies in a holistic manner. So yes, we do want to do a heavy metal detox, but so many of those other things we don't need. You know, even things like stem cells. Do we really need stem cells? If you are a world-class athlete and you hurt yourself, you injure some tissue, and you want to try to help speed up the recovery, yes, stem cells might really be wonderful for you. But think about it, if you're loaded with infections in your body, and many of you know because you've chatted with me, you've filled out the forms, you understand that you've had gut issues all your life. If you have a lot of parasites and fungus and bacteria, then it doesn't matter how many times you have stem cell to try to fix the areas that are damaged, you'll have more inflammation, and you will have to keep going on for more and more $15,000 to $20,000 to $25,000 stem cell treatments. It's your veins. Your veins are narrowing. Why are our veins narrowing? Why are we dealing with mitochondrial dysfunction, right? Why are we having food sensitivities? Why does it seem like our hormones are out of balance? It is from these three things. Some people have literally invested $100,000 to $300,000 in their health by the time they've talked to me, and they are still sick. They say, I'm no better off, right? And some people are actually worse off. And so the thing is that we have to follow a proven system. Is there such a thing? Yes, there is such a thing. It's the Live Disease-Free system. The reason that it works is it's really fine-tuning down, as I mentioned, to the main causes of symptoms and disease. Number one, infections, chronic silent infections in the body. Number two, nutritional deficiencies. And number three, toxins. And yes, there are toxins in our world that we have to become aware of, and we have to really change our environment. But the vast majority of the toxins are coming from the infections in our body. We have our own personal chemical factory inside of us that we have to put out of business. Seriously, that is what is giving people their life back. So this Live Disease-Free system, what is it? It is like a step-by-step proven plan that helps you to treat the cause. And that way people are recovering in months, not years, when they treat the causes effectively, which I shared with you. How does it work? Well, there's a self-directed now, and there's a full support. And really it is, if you're looking for a plan, feel free to watch my free training, and it will be in the feed of this. I'm going to share with you some successes, because you're like, is it really proven, Pam? Does it really work? Yes, it does. But if you're at the place where maybe you just found me and we've never met before, and you're like, Pam, this sounds really good, but I'm really skeptical, because you're just another one of those people that's like, this is the answer. Well, I'm telling you it is. So please check it out. I have a ton of free stuff on YouTube. Watch my videos. Start to apply what I'm teaching, and you will see that you're going to start feeling better, right? And then treat the infections for sure. Get help. Work with the right practitioner, or work with us and treat those infections. And thank you for the love. Please share this with people maybe in your life that you know that they have tried a lot of things and they're not getting anywhere. So it is a proven step-by-step plan that helps you recover. I'm going to talk about the steps, and then I'm going to share with you just some fresh successes from this week. We just did a call last night in our group with the wellness champions. These are the trailblazers, the leaders, the forward thinkers, and I know some of you are on the call. And these people are dedicated, and they are treating the infections, they're correcting nutritional deficiencies, and they are decreasing toxicity. They're getting their inflammation down, using a holistic approach, and really doing it in a cost-effective way, so you don't have to spend, you know, $30,000 to $80,000 that we would at clinics. And I love those clinics, but most of us just don't have that kind of money, right? And so we want to do it as cost-effectively as possible. So the first step is to stop feeding the infections. Feed the body, but greatly reduce the food to the infections that are making us sick. So if you want to find out more about the Live Disease-Free Eating Plan, watch my other videos on YouTube and on Facebook, Live Disease-Free channel, Live Disease-Free Facebook page, and I go into great detail. I think there's two about the eating plan. One about what to eat, and number two, what I eat for breakfast, lunch, and supper. So basically, in a nutshell, you can go there for details, but basically in a nutshell, low carb, because these critters love, these infections love carbohydrates. The second thing is to support the body. So let me backtrack with the eating plan first. So low carb and high enough healthy fats and moderate animal protein to keep your weight on. So it's off of grains, off of dairy, no sugar, no caffeine, right? Just super healthy food as close to its natural state as possible. Lots of vegetables that are low carbs, lots of nutrition. And when you follow it properly, people start to see symptom improvement already. So the second step, once we're not feeding the infections, people start to have a little bit of symptom improvement, then we move on to building the body up, supporting the body. So this is where we make sure we're having bowel movements every day. Also, it's very important we're sleeping well, and then also looking at our blood work and just the basic blood work from our doctor and making sure our physiology is optimal. Then cleaning up our environment. So there's things in our environment. The two big ones to start with are mold and wireless radiation. The wireless radiation in our environment makes these infections go up to 600 times faster. So we really want to clean up our environment because we will heal quicker. So as the students are at the Wellness Champions are implementing all these things, and they're sleeping better, and they're having bowel movements every day, and the infections are kind of more quiet, they start to feel better and they start to get excited. Then we start to look at symptoms, and we really see that, you know, people are generally dealing with a lot more parasites than they thought. And so parasites and fungus, we're starting to figure out a game plan to treat them. Very, very important. And this is where we're cycling through treating parasites, then fungus, parasites, then fungus. And very often people that suffer with Lyme disease, they may not have to treat Lyme disease as they treat the parasites really well and the fungal overgrowth in the body really well. So then we are, as we're doing that, and this takes cycles and months, and it's not that you have to work with me for months, but it is that you, even when you become symptom-free, you definitely want to be treating for longer, because we know, for example, with parasites, that one big worm can produce thousands of eggs, and they can lay inside of you for several months without hatching. So if you just do 1 or 2 treatments, and then all of a sudden all these eggs start growing or start hatching and growing, you're reinfected, right? And then your symptoms come back. And that's why it's really important to treat long enough and well enough. So that's really important. And with the fungal overgrowth, if you've had that in your body for a long time, and it's always present in chronic disease, several different types of fungi, with the fungus, it produces this network of roots in your tissue. And so it does take time to just chisel and chisel and chisel away at these infections. But I'm going to share with you some successes. If you want to listen to the Wellness Champions, like hear it from their mouth, then you go to our website, livediseasefree.com, and you can hear them talking about their experiences. And also, if you want to hear some fresh, exciting ones that I'm just going to share with you, students that are right now in the process of recovering, you can be one of them. You don't have to wait any longer. You don't have to suffer. I was chatting with this beautiful lady who's joining us today, and she is so excited. She has known in her heart of hearts that she's been dealing with infections for years. Her standard of care doctors love her, but they don't understand this. They don't have the test to measure. They couldn't help her. She was so frustrated. She was walking a couple of months ago. Now she's, like I said, between her bed and her chair all day in tears. And I talk to people every day. And so she's so excited because she finally is on the right track. So if you are at a place, like I said, where this is the first time that you've met me and you just like, oh, I don't know, watch my videos. Get to know me. I've got tons and tons of videos. Start to implement, start feeling better. But maybe you're at the place like that beautiful lady that I spoke with today, and you're at the place where, Pam, I am spending a lot of money on supplements. I have done all kinds of things. I've done the stem cell, or maybe you've done acupuncture, chiropractic, you know, naturopath, maybe you've been working with a practitioner, $1,500 a month for 3 years, whatever the case. If you're at that place, you're like, I need a plan. That's what we have in the Live Disease Free system. Then what you would do is watch the masterclass training that I have in the feed here. You can listen to it. You're going to see a bunch of case studies. and like what we're doing as far as the steps. And then you can join us. You can start this week. You can start right away, and you can start taking your life back. So we had a call last night with the Wellness Champions, and we had quite a few successes. So we have brand new students that started on the weekend, but we also have students that are in the killing phase. So I'm going to give you a mix. So one Wellness Champion shared, this morning I woke up with a clear head and I walked without my cane for a couple of hours around the house. What a wonderful feeling that was. Relief, finally, for the first time in a long time. And this student is literally followed the eating plan, supporting the body, just starting to treat the infections, literally like a couple of days. All right, it's just amazing. And he is not out of the woods yet, but already walking around the house for several hours at a time during the day without the cane. And he's done this for multiple days now because he shared with on the weekend on our coach-a-thon call. Also, the second student, so this is a student who has multiple sclerosis. Yes, big heart for that student. So this is another student who has multiple sclerosis. Both of these did. And this student is just starting he's done one cycle of the anti-parasitic drug. So this student is in a wheelchair, and he is now able to get out of the wheelchair 5 minutes a day. And he's doing that every day. And that's just starting to treat the parasites and the fungus. So he's been in the wheelchair for a couple of years now, and he's starting to be able to stand. Amazing. Another student, she's brand new, 2 weeks on the plan. So she's only implementing the eating plan. And she shared, I have way more energy. My bladder issues are gone. This eating plan works way better than antibiotics for bladder issues. And her bloating and her gas issues have also resolved. Another student, really fun, she shared, when we got to my brother's house, so this is another student, all of these people have multiple sclerosis. This fourth student is somebody who has been following the eating plan, supporting her body, and she's only done just a few herbs just for a week because she's going to be seeing the doctor and she's going to be getting some prescriptions to treat parasites for starters. But this is the success she's had. So at the beginning with the eating plan, she could wiggle, she's in a wheelchair, she could wiggle her toes a little bit, and then she could, after a couple of 2 weeks or so, maybe 3 weeks, she could actually stand up without swaying. She could actually lift her legs up in bed without using her arms. These are huge things, and this is not even treating infection. This eating plan is powerful. We still have to treat the infection, but it's so much fun to start seeing improvements right away. And then now so I said for the last week, she's been using a blend of herbs to kind of knock back candida a little bit. And then she's going to start with the parasites. But she shared that we got to my brother's house and I walked around the house with my walker instead of sitting in the wheelchair. I did this for a few hours each day on the weekend. I didn't want to overdo it. I'm so excited to continue with the program and to start really treating these infections. I've had so many friends this weekend tell me that I look so much healthier. Isn't that cool? So I'm so excited for her. And one last one that I wanted to share. This is another student with multiple sclerosis. And remember that people with MS, they have more than one disease usually. A lot of people with MS may have MS and cancer, MS and inflammatory bowel, MS and diabetes. It's a collection of infections. It's not just one infection. So this is the fifth student I just wanted to share. These are powerful. This is real time, what I just shared with our group last night. And there were many others, but I don't want to take up too much of your time because I want to get to your questions, your comments. So with this student, she just shared, I don't know where to begin. I spent the day with my family on Saturday, and on Sunday I had lunch with my husband and my son. My friend was visiting, spent time with her, I walked from her car, which was approximately 1 lap around the track. I visited my best friend and surprised her. I haven't seen her in 4 months. I drove for 20 minutes. And in the same area, I received a beauty treatment. And by the way, I accomplished all of these tasks without my walker within the same day. So this is a beautiful young lady that just a few months ago, before she started treating, she was using a walker. She could hardly walk at all. Terrible spasms. She has no more spasms at all. She ditched her walker. She is starting to drive again. This is getting your independence back. She hasn't driven for close to a year. and she's driving again. And she shared, I can go down the stairs. My mom is so proud, and she wanted to cry. She was so happy. So these are the wellness champions, and you can be a wellness champion too. It really takes the fact you have to follow a proven plan. If you're talking to any integrative healthcare professional or doctor, what is your success rate? What are you truly helping people recover? How many people have you even won? I honestly am certain that there has not been one single person that has recovered from the MS maintenance pharmaceuticals because they don't treat infections. They are suppressing our immune system. When you suppress the immune system, you not only have your infection continues to grow and take over your body, but you end up with many other infections in time, other disease symptoms, other disease labels, then you've got to take other medication. It's a horrible, horrible cycle. So the key is that if you want to live your best life, like these wellness champions, and if you want to hear it from their mouth, go to our website, Live Disease Free. And you can hear them, and the stories will put tears in your eyes. So I'm going to go to your questions, if you have any for me, or comments. So we've got 26 comments here. Hello, Colleen and Quinea Jones. How do you become a wellness champion? She's asking. What you do is watch my masterclass training. It's a free training. It talks about these infections. I share a bunch of case studies. I talk about the steps, and it really helps you to see this new approach of a proven plan, which is the Live Disease-Free system. So you watch the masterclass training, and if you're ready, then what you do is you just, it tells you at the end of the masterclass training, you can just reach out to us. You're going to fill out a form. We just need some background information. And if you're truly ready to start right away, you get to chat with me. I get to meet you personally, and you can start immediately. You can literally start this week. And I'm super excited to support you. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Monique. Yes, for sure. And Allison, you were just diagnosed with MS. So this is so exciting, is that for the people that are just diagnosed, it is so profound because you can treat these infections quickly. You can recover a lot quicker. You can save yourself the pain and agony of disability, of using a cane and a walker and a wheelchair. And the spasms are horrible. The balance is awful. Some people have a lot of pain, some don't. But Allison, honestly, you need to research this. Research it really well, because if you're like me and some of the students that I work with, you catch it right away. You can turn it around in a very short period of time, just a couple of months, 3 months. You should be, if you're just brand new, recently diagnosed, and you treat the infections well, there's a very good possibility you will be completely symptom-free, no longer needing to go down the path of chronic disease for the rest of your life. There are many people that have done it and are doing it. So you have so many allergies and you can barely eat anything. Your disease, Allison, is stemming from infection. And the biggest base camp of the infection is in your gut. Yes, they have moved into different parts of your body. And by the time we have multiple sclerosis, we have infection in our central nervous system. And all of the MS drugs, there is not a single one that treats the infections. They suppress your immune system so that they're not reacting to the infection. So it's kind of like trying to manage the symptoms. And that means disability. It means that, you know, MS will turn from relapsing remitting to progressive. As it does, it will not slow down the progression of the disease because they are not treating the cause. So please look into it. You can honestly get your life back. Hello, Allison. Hi, Allie. Yes, it is. At first, it feels like overwhelming. And hello, Danielle. So Danielle, you've had a ton of success too. And sorry, is this Michael, or I think it's Dan? It says Damon, and I'm pretty sure that's Dan. Changing your life. Yes. Hello, Marissa. And Marissa is another wellness champion. Thank you. Thank you, wellness champions, for sharing. That's awesome. Marissa is doing an amazing job. She has had a 10. Oh, look at all the hearts and the thumbs. Thank you so much. Hi, Tiffany. You recently joined. You're just starting on this journey. So if you are listening in, you get to join us if you want to and make this your very best year. I promise you, when you treat these infections that you've had for a long time, You are going to up-level your health to a place where you haven't felt for years. Some people don't remember feeling that well. Boy, oh boy, lots of hearts. I love you guys. You guys, the wellness champions are my heroes. We are going to look in history, and it's going to be the wellness champions that changed the course of how we treat chronic disease. And the exciting thing is that, yes, we have a proven system, but now what we're doing in the background is we are starting to build this network of integrative healthcare providers that really understand how to treat these infections. So it is going to accelerate the recovery for everyone, because it's going to be easier to access the proper treatments. Yes, thank you. A ton of hearts. As one girl, hearts, hearts, hearts. I love it. Thank you. One little girl, she, I don't know if you ever watched Claire Crosby. I'm addicted to that little sweetie, but she's a beautiful singer, and she does some Facebook Lives and gets a lot of hearts on it. Kids are fun. Tiffany, so thank you for sharing, and so excited. Yes, at the beginning, Tiffany, it is overwhelming, but the exciting thing is by the time you're done with me, you will know more about your health than most integrative doctors, for sure, than your standard of care. And you'll know how to take care of yourself for the rest of your life. That's how I've stayed MS-free for 29 years. It's not that I cured myself 29 years ago. It is that I learned the principles and I apply them every day. And that's how I am, like 57 years old now, playing with my grandkids, able to keep up with them. And as they get older, we're going to be doing more and more different things with them, which will be fun. Hi, Michael. Yes. You're killing more worms. Way to go. Awesome. Hi, Anthony. Love to support you, Anthony, when you're ready. Hello, Margaret. And hello, I'm pretty sure it's Dan. And so we got lots of wellness champions on here too. Yes, absolutely. And hi, Deborah. And hello, Brenda. And Mia, you just joined us, I'm sure. Yes, I do have a proven system. And that's another thing we want to do, is we want to do a study. So so what we're doing is with the wellness champions now, we're building like back end for doctors more. And then we also want to be collecting data so that we can do a retrospective study. We want to bring change. I can't stand listening to people crying on the phone and the heartache that they're going through. It's just brutal. So I'm doing everything that I can, and I'm attracting the most amazing people in the world, and together we are going to bring change. Hi, Julia and Jeff. Hi, Jeff and Jackie. Jackie Kress, cousin. Hi, Jackie. And you feel so good. Finally, it's working. Yay, that's awesome. And let's see if there's anything else. And here we go. There's not a lot of questions. Let me go to the very bottom. We got 40 comments. Hello, Yvonne. And Aaron Deep, you're in the UK. Can I help you with the food plan? So just remember that I have students all over the world. I believe that we just got some new students from Greece, the first time we've been working with students in Greece. Super exciting. So yes, I work with European students. With this plan, remember that the diet, there is no diet on this planet that is going to kill these infections. You have to treat them. You have to actually physically kill them with drugs, with herbs, like antiparasitic drugs, herbs, and we're helping people recover so much faster that way. And the program, people can take it all over the world. We have students in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, all over Europe, Canada, the United States, South America, Caribbean, all over the place. So it is not location dependent. You can recover, but you have to use a holistic approach to treat the infections. Hello, Pam. You are finally starting to feel better. So this is another new wellness champion. Yay, how exciting. She has just started also. Leroy, what do you say about people being skeptical about the different ways that we hear on the internet about curing MS? So I'm not sure if you listened to my entire event right now, but I'll just kind of reiterate it specifically for MS. So in order to recover, all right, we have to treat the cause. If we don't know what the cause is, then how do we know if a treatment is really going to be effective or not? And so, you know, we have these different types of treatments, for example, stem cell therapy. If MS is caused by infections, which it is, there's tons and tons of evidence. We will, in the feed here, I've created a page for you, the evidence that multiple sclerosis is an infectious disease. So if MS is caused by various types of infections, then does it make sense that, stem cells are going to cure us? So infections cause inflammation, and inflammation damages all kinds of tissue, nerves, etc. So then when the stem cells come in, they go to the area that's damaged and they start to heal and repair, but the infection is still there and we still end up with more and more inflammation in the future, and you have to go back year after year for more stem cell treatments. That's not the answer. All the MS drugs suppress our immune system, all right? So if you have a war going on in your body, you have all these infections, does it make sense to suppress the soldiers? Or does it make more sense to treat the infections, to treat the bad guys, right? So we have to use common sense. And we have been so duped for so many years. I'm 57 and I'm from the generation that you put all your hope and faith in your doctors. I love my GP. He's a great person. We work together in teamwork. But I have learned that he knows very little about health and he knows a lot about drugs. So the key is that they're experts at the drugs, but the drugs suppress the immune system, and that's it with MS. I'm not against pharmaceuticals, but if they're not treating the cause, if they have a lot of adverse effects, if they're super expensive and we still become disabled, that's out the door. So stem cell for me is not the best option. If you just treat the infections, the inflammation goes down and your body heals itself, right? So that's those two. And then CCSVI, what is causing your veins to narrow? It's infection. So you can have this ballooning of the veins done then because they were narrow and they open them up, but people end up with more narrowing of the veins because they didn't treat what caused the narrowing of the veins, which is infection. All right, so the next thing is with MS would be diets. There's so many different diets out there. So if you know what's causing the multiple sclerosis, if it is infections, what feeds those infections? Is it fat? Is it carbohydrates? Is it protein? We see that it is carbohydrates. And all over the world, they're finding that a low carb eating plan is really helping multiple sclerosis. Try it yourself. It works. I've got a couple of videos on YouTube, free of charge, watch them, start changing, and you will see that you are going to start to see symptom improvements. And that makes sense because when you stop feeding the infection so much, the inflammation starts to go down. You still have to treat them because if you end up, number one, with high stress, number two, going on antibiotics, not sleeping well, eating the wrong foods, whatever, you will continue to have flares because you're carrying this load of infection with you. So it's very important to treat the infections, but in order to treat them well, we have to definitely put them on a fast, right? Make them more weak. All right, think about any other MS treatments. Mitochondrial dysfunction. That's another really big one with practitioners, with functional medicine. And yes, our mitochondria are suffering when we have all these infections. When you treat the infections, your mitochondria, which are your little energy factories, they start to work normal and they start to heal. So the better approach is truly to just treat the cause. It's so much more cost effective. Treat the infections, you recover quicker, you don't need to spend $6,000 to $10,000 on tests. There are a lot of people that spend a lot of money, thousands of dollars on tests. Easy to do. And they don't get very meaningful results, right? Because they're missing these infections. So there are many different approaches, as I've shared, Leroy, in this event here with you, that, in order to justify or to really know if a plan is proven, number one, do they actually have a lot of people that have recovered for years? Number two, does it make sense with what you're dealing with? And number three, is it something that you can follow? Is it clear? Is it concise? That's the important thing. Do you have support, right? So the key is that this system works. I just shared you some of the people that are in the plan right now. And I said, listen to their stories live on our website. Not live, they're recorded, but at least you can hear it out of the horse's mouth. All right, so hi, Adrian. You feel the same way with glaucoma eye drops. They manage the issue. That's right. glaucoma is caused by infection in your eye also. So if you treat the infections, likely you'll have a lot of improvement with glaucoma. I have had students that have had a lot of improvement with glaucoma. Hi, Michelle. It's been 6 months since you had optic neuritis and your vision is almost black. I'm so back. It's almost back. Yay, 2020. So Michelle, you're really lucky that you have it back, but make sure you treat the infection so you don't have it in the future. I wasn't as lucky as you. I had horrible optic neuritis. It was blackout for 6 weeks on my left eye, and I had no vision for 6 weeks. I was on prednisone, and it came back somewhat, but it's not good enough for driving, unfortunately. But this was 29 years ago when I didn't have a coach and I didn't have anyone to help me. Hi, Tiffany and Crystal. And yes, I'm so excited to meet you, Mia. She just started. Hi, Sherry. With how about small fiber neuropathy? Again, what I say is that support your body. Correct nutritional deficiencies, treat infections, get the toxin load down, see how much your body can heal. We see lots of people that have neuropathy that is reversed, numbness reversed, balance issues reversed. So all of these symptoms can be reversed, and all we do is, we can't make promises, but you have to do the right thing. And the exciting thing is that people usually have a lot more recovery than they thought they would have. Hi, Allison, you're super excited to learn this. You are so welcome. And I'm excited for you. You have hope now. There's no more excuse. You don't have to worry about becoming disabled, but you do have to treat the infections for sure. Hi, Jill, so excited to start. I can't wait to support you. So if you're at the place where you're just joining in, you didn't hear what I was talking about, make sure to go back and listen to the full replay of this. And then if you're ready, make sure to watch my masterclass training. If you're ready, if it makes sense and you want to know about the Academy, then you can register for a time to talk with me, but you first have to fill out a form. We need some background information on you, and then you can chat with me, and then you can start right away, and you can start taking your life back immediately, which is exciting. Hi, Casey and Tiffany. And then if you're, like I said, if you're brand new and you're still skeptical, it's like, I don't know, Pam sounds really good, but I've heard, that's like me, 29 years, I've heard so many times that this is the answer, this is a cure. Then go watch my videos, start to implement, see for yourself, you'll start seeing improvements. Then you have to treat the infections. Yes, it is actually easy. And hi, Sherry. All right. Yeah, you're very, very welcome, Janet. I'm so happy that the videos are helping you. And yes, Allison has come off of some really strong immunosuppressive drugs. So proud of her. Yes, you need your T cells. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go here. So next week, there's a lot more comments. So exciting. It's more just people sharing. Let's read through the feed. You can hear how excited people are, what their experiences are. And if you're ready, we're super excited to support you. Next week, I'm going to be talking about why you need to be the director of your health. What does it mean to be the director of your health? And it's a new trend. There are more and more people, but you have to learn the right skills. So how to be the director of your health next week. So this has been a pleasure for me. Thank you so much for joining. Please share this video with other people. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Live Disease Free, so that you can make sure you don't miss any of these videos. And we will talk to you next week. Thank you so much for all the love, and we'll see you next week. Take care and bye-bye for now.